up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I have another solid episode of my weekly Q&A show, Titled People's Questions, episode 174. This time around, we got a very short list of questions from about 4 of you, but heck, that works for me all the same. And jumping right into them are the first 2 questions coming from a regular of mine going by the name of Philip the Darkness March. And you want to know, what do I think of the new Uncharted game and the new Tomb Raider game? For Uncharted 4, it's going to be the last in the series, hopefully. And I'm just hoping it's better than 3, because I really liked 1. I absolutely loved 2. I thought 3 was a little bit disappointing, and this is when me and Naughty Dog were starting to have some problems. So hopefully, if they can get their act together and make Uncharted 4 a very good game, then we'll be happy to leave this franchise on a positive note. As for the Tomb Raider game, I'm more pumped up for that game, though I'm not too excited that I'll be forced to play it on my Xbox first before I play it on my PlayStation 4. And I'm sorry, this just seems too much of a coincidence. Has anyone gotten the feeling that maybe, Square is taking some ideas from Uncharted, because it seems a little bit weird that their second installment deals with ice in the mountains, and that's exactly what Uncharted 2 is all about? I just can't. That's too much of a coincidence for me. Next question is, do I think they should do a Green Lantern game instead of another Batman game after Arkham? Well, they're not going to do another Batman game, so that's fair. Arrow, that seems like an okay idea. However, I think they should take on a Superman game. I mean, I'm not saying that Arrow is bad. It's just Arrow would seem too much similar to something like Batman, because they both have no powers and they have gadgets and they're both rich billionaires. And so it's too similar to Batman. If you're going to do the next game after Batman, then you should pick a superhero that has nothing to do with Batman or is completely different. And I really think that if Rocksteady gets their act together, they really can do a very impressive Superman game. It's going to be challenging, no doubt, but I would be more excited for a Superman game than an Arrow game. And your last question is, do I think Batman could beat Solid Snake? That's a hard one. They're both master combatants. However, I think Batman is slightly better than Solid Snake simply because he's mastered all possible fighting styles, while Solid Snake is very limited. In terms of gadgets, I think Solid Snake's gadgets would be very effective against Batman. Plus, he has Otacon on his side, so who's got ears in his head, or not ears in his head. He's got a voice in his head that kind of can help him in battle. But Batman has that too. So I guess mano y mano, I don't think that Solid Snake could beat Batman. I'm pretty sure Batman could take down Solid Snake, but he wouldn't kill him. But I think that would be both ways. So no, I don't think Solid Snake could beat Batman. Or I do think Batman could beat Solid Snake. Next question comes from JDS4696, and you want to know, do I think Horizon Zero Dawn will be a good PlayStation 4 title? Oh yeah, it looks very impressive. It comes from the team Guerrillas that made the Killzone franchise. I love the Killzone franchise. I like that they're going in this new direction. I think the overall visual design of it is pretty impressive, and I think it's going to be a really, really interesting PlayStation 4 exclusive when it releases sometime in the future. The next 2 questions come from Corey Roloff, and you want to know, have I played any of the Wolfenstein games? Yes. As far as I can remember, I've only played 3. I do remember playing the original Wolfenstein 3D back on the PC, back in the mid-90s. I absolutely love that game. That's a classic. I did happen to play one Wolfenstein back during the PlayStation 3 era, though I don't recall finishing it. I think I got kind of bored of it. I didn't like how it was kind of open world, so I never finished that. However, the most recent installment, which is Wolfenstein: The New Order, I absolutely love this game. I think it's probably the best installment in the entire franchise. I was completely addicted to this. I can't wait to start playing the new DLC that they released for it, and I just hope they make a sequel to this, because this game is awesome. I think it was even one of the best games I played last year. And your next question is, have I played Metroid 2033 or Metroid Last Light? I've played Metroid Last Light, and I really did like it. I really did like the game mechanic where you have to go kind of on no man's land. It's kind of poisonous with radiation. You have to keep switching out the gas mask. I just didn't really like the ending, how And well, if you know how the game ends, I just didn't like the whole last stand concept. I thought that was just a little bit too cliche for the type of setting that they were trying to establish in that game's world. And the last question comes from, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call you Pedro, but I'll leave your whole name, like, down here, because I can't pronounce your next two names. But do you want to know, what do I think about virtual reality gaming? Do I think it will be a huge success, or will it be a failure? Well, first off, virtual reality gaming is nothing new. We've had virtual reality gaming since the mid-90s. It's just, it looks better. Do I think it'll be successful? I think it's going to be something like a gimmick, like the PlayStation Move or the Kinect or the Nintendo Wii Remote. I think it's going to be something that's going to be popular for maybe a few years. It will have some measures of success, but I think it will fade away just like everything else does, and I think people will just want to stick to their traditional console, standard controller, gaming style. I don't think we need virtual reality. I don't need a screen right here making me feel like I'm actually in the game, because here's what I don't like. I don't like playing games where I cannot see or hear everything else in the room. Someone could walk into your room, I don't know, maybe, and kill you, and you would not hear it. So, I just hate games that it cuts me completely off from the world I'm already in. I just don't like games like that. I mean, heck, the closest I've ever done to something like that is go to a closed room and just set up my surround sound system. So even if someone enters the room, I can still hear them, and I'm still present in my own environment. And if those are all the questions you guys sent in for this particular episode, I'd like to thank the four of you guys for making this episode possible. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next Friday's episode, make sure that you type them into me in the comments down below, but make sure you limit them to 3 questions per person. And if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe to keep track of me in my future episodes every Friday. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.